The Seattle sky has been crying for 3 days straight, a relentless silver-gray weeping that mirrors the hollow ache inside my chest. It's supposed to be spring, a time of rebirth, but here in this house, everything feels like it's rotting under the weight of the silence. The cherry blossoms outside my window are being beaten into the mud by the rain, their delicate petals turned into sodden pink bruises. I feel just like them, fragile, discarded, and unable to withstand the storm. My mother is gone. The words are a jagged stone I can't quite swallow. Without her, the house feels like a ship that's lost its anchor, drifting aimlessly in a fog of grief. My father is a shadow of himself, and rather than stay in the house and let everyone see him grieve, he left again to drown his sorrows in a bottle at the local bar, leaving me and my sister Brittney to navigate the wreckage. I am 16 and I am breaking. Usually I am a student of many things. I try to be a good son, a quiet student, a master of blending into the background. But I am a master of none. I have no purpose other than to survive the next hour, the next breath. The stress of the funeral arrangements, the pitying looks from relatives, and the crushing reality of a future without her has become a tide I can no longer swim against. For almost a year now, I've had a secret, a way to breathe when the world gets too tight. It's a submissive ritual, a quiet surrender to a different version of myself. I would borrow things, a pair of Brittney's tights, one of Mom's scarves, and find a temporary peace in the soft textures. It was my therapy, my way of talking through problems with the girl in the mirror, so I wouldn't bottle everything up. But since Mom died, the occasional dressing has become my only reality. I've been locked in my room for 2 days, unable to face the world as Brian. The air in my room was thick with the scent of old wood and the faint, lingering perfume of the clothes I had gathered. I was wearing a pair of shiny tan tights and a tan miniskirt that Brittney had lost. Under an oversized over-the-shoulder sweater, I wore a white lace bra, the wire pressing against my ribs like a cold reminder of my own deception. I looked at myself in the full-length mirror that Mom bought me. "I'm sorry," I whispered to the reflection. My voice was thin, a ghostly thread in the dim light. "I don't know how to be a man for them. I don't know how to be strong. I only know how to be this." The girl in the mirror looked back with sad, wide eyes. She didn't judge me. She was the only one who knew that my thievery wasn't about malice. It was about survival. I had spent months meticulously hiding my secret, heart racing at the mere thought of buying my own clothes at the mall, terrified of the humiliation. But grief makes you careless. It clouds your judgment until the edges of safety begin to fray. I was so exhausted, so drained by the constant weeping of the sky and my own heart, that I laid down on the bed. I didn't check the lock. I didn't think about the risk. I just closed my eyes and let the softness of the nylon and the lace carry me into a heavy, dreamless sleep. I didn't hear the door open. I didn't see Brittney walk in, her face etched with worry. I didn't see her stop, frozen, as the truth of the ridiculous suspicions she and Mom had shared finally turned into a living reality. I was asleep, peaceful for the first time in days, wearing the evidence of my hidden life. 30 minutes later, a loud knock on the door jolted me awake. "Brian, are you up?" It was Brittney. Her voice sounded strange, tight but not angry. My heart hammered against the lace bra. I looked down at my legs, the shiny tan tights gleaming in the gray afternoon light. Panic, cold and sharp, washed over me. I had left the door unlocked. I'll be down in a minute," I called out, my voice cracking as I rushed over and locked the door. I scrambled to change, my fingers fumbling with the waistband of the skirt, my breath coming in ragged gasps. I hid the clothes deep in the back of my closet, pulling on a pair of jeans and a heavy hoodie that felt like a suit of armor. I stayed in my room for another 10 minutes, waiting for my heart to slow, waiting for the shame to subside. It didn't. When I finally went downstairs, Brittney was standing by the kitchen window, watching the rain. The house was quiet. Dad was still out, likely at the bar. "He's gone out," she said softly, not looking at me, "to drown his sorrows." I stood in the doorway, my head bowed. "Are you okay?" "I don't know," Brittney said, thinking about her own future, and more importantly, the present and the discovery she made. She turned around, never revealing what she saw. There was no judgment in her eyes, only a deep, somber understanding. She didn't call me a freak. Instead, she spoke about Mom. "Dad isn't planning on keeping much of her stuff," she said, her voice gentle. He told me I could have it, but I think you should go up there first, to her bedroom. Pick out anything you might want to keep. I looked up at her, stunned. The submissive weight in my chest felt like it might finally crush me. She knew. She had seen me in her clothes. At least that is what I suspected. But Brittney never said anything about it. Her suggesting I rummage through Mom's things was an act of grace so profound it made my knees weak. Go on, she encouraged, a small, sad smile touching her lips. I'll stay down here and start cleaning up before Dad gets home. I walked up the stairs, my feet heavy. The hallway felt longer than usual, the shadows deeper. I entered my parents' bedroom, where the air still held the faint, sweet scent of my mother's rosewater perfume. I went to her closet and opened the door. The Seattle rain drummed a steady, mournful rhythm on the roof as I reached out to touch a silk blouse. Had Brittney seen me at my most vulnerable, my most peaceful? Was she just waiting to tell me what she saw, or was she choosing to protect me? A way of coming to grips with the loss. Maybe it was just a way to keep my secret within the safety of these walls. I didn't really know, but as I looked around, I found a new appreciation and love for my sister, remembering that she had always tried to protect her younger brother. I pulled a soft, floral cardigan from the hanger and held it to my face, letting the tears finally come. I am Brian, a 16-year-old boy in a rainy city, a master of none, but in this moment, amidst the memories of the woman I lost, I felt a tiny spark of hope that maybe, just maybe, I didn't have to be erased.